Hey everybody, this is Anthony from A.W.O Comics. Finally coming back to you with our second video on the collection that we bought last Saturday. It's been a really good collection. It's the first one we've done. We finally got it sorted, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys a little bit of what we picked up in the collection. We did an unboxing video on the very first one, and that was like a 20-minute video and went through a lot of comics that were not very good. Uh, this is a very heavy X-Men collection, as you can see. Lots of X-Men stuff uh, throughout, but it also had some other good stuff as well. Some Spider-Man stuff that probably pretty much made the collection. Some pretty good old Batman stuff, and some independent stuff that's not too terrible as well. Uh, but anyway, just kind of wanted to show you guys a little bit of what we found, what the good hits were. We had some good keys. This guy had this collection. I guess he had been collecting most of his life. He decided he wanted to sell it all as a bulk, a lot. Didn't want to sell individuals. So I asked him if I could look at it, and he said, "Yeah, you can look through it." And then started looking through it. He had some really good keys that were not even in bags. And once we saw some of those books, we just decided to stop looking and just make him an offer because we could see pretty much he had a pretty good collection, some pretty good books in there that, and of course, he had a lot of fillers as well. But when you're buying this stuff from Marketplace and buying collections, you're always going to get some fillers and some stuff that it's going to go in the dollar bin. But you have to kind of take the bad with the good if you want to try to get those good key books sometimes at a decent price. And to me, I feel like we made our money back on like two or three books, and then we had lots of 30, 40, $50 books in here as well. So I feel like we'll turn a pretty good profit on this collection when we start deciding to do our shows and stuff. But we still got a long way to go. I've got to get some boards and bags on all these books. Most of them are bagged, and we've already boarded all the really good ones, except for maybe one or two. I've got bags and boards ordered coming in Monday, so hopefully I'll be working on that and getting that done. We got everything sorted in numerical order. Lots of annuals, lots of X-Men. We'll just start showing you some of this stuff so you can see pretty much what we had. We had a lot of X-Men in the 100s, which is some pretty good X-Men stuff. Had number 129 there is a really good issue. It's not in the greatest of shape, condition-wise, compared to some of the other stuff we got. But starting at 152, I believe it was, and these are not in even bags, and some of the stuff was not even in bags. But from 152 to 200, we've got a complete run, and then from 200 all the way to 300, almost complete run, with the exception of maybe one or two that weren't like real key books or anything. But these are all in just really good shape. This guy really took good care of his collection. Even though he didn't have some stuff in bags, this guy took care of his stuff. You can tell, maybe read one time. Great Wolverine cover there. Maybe read one time and put up. He didn't read them a whole lot. Then of course we had from 300 up several issues. It's not a full run or anything. And then the new X-Men, once they released, I think it was volume 3, we had a good run of that. It's a variant cover right there, and then the other number 1 cover as well. But just some really neat stuff. Had some Fantastic Four stuff, the newer stuff right here, and then some annuals, and then just a run of Fantastic Four from 253, I think, to a little bit over 300. Pretty good runs of there. We had some X-Men annuals as well, quite a few X-Men annuals. We had some classic X-Men. And these were actually some really good books as well. I was surprised that some of these X-Men bring as much as what they do. Like this Phoenix cover, gotta find it. It's about like a $40 book. That book right there is like a $40 book. And then there's another one. So I can find it. Some of these are still stuck together here. It's a Wolverine cover. It's right here, this one. That book right there is like a $35, $40 book. Yeah. So, just some more stuff that, we just kept finding stuff. We had some of the real good things that we found were like complete runs, like and some one-shot stuff like this Wolverine cover right here. That's a $50 book. Great cover right there. And then X Factor, first appearance of Apocalypse. There was a whole run of X Factors in there. I think we've got probably every X Factor made up to a certain point, 75, 80. Guy bought a lot of runs. Just some good stuff. And we also had like the Secret Wars runs. And yes, it did include Secret Wars number 8. And I've got to get a backboard on this book in a different bag. But this book is in really good shape. You can see it's just well taken care of. And I'm going to sell this book. I've got a graded version of this book. So this one will be for sale. But there's a complete run of Secret Wars 1 through 12. You had every one of them. And then Secret Wars 2, 1 through 9 was a 9-issue series. And then on the Batman, we found some Batman stuff that was surprisingly really good. If you've ever saw the movie Hush, this Batman, first appearance of Hush right here, number 609. That's about a $50 book. And it's got the whole Hush storyline all the way up to, if you've watched the movie, the anime movie, it's actually really good. He beats the crap out of Joker. Once Joker kills, he thinks Joker kills his friend. Batman literally beats the slop out of Joker in that movie. And that's that issue right there. Some good one-shot stuff right here. Limited series. Nothing real major. But the best stuff we pulled out of it, just getting down to the best stuff, was... before we do that, I'll show you a little bit of this X-Force stuff we had. Some of the X-Force stuff, it's not bad. There were a couple of really good Deadpool covers in here. You like Deadpool? This is early Deadpool stuff right there. Pretty good little book, $12, $15 book. And right there, he's fighting Cable. Deadpool covers, always real cool. We like those pretty well. But the best stuff that we pulled out of it, by far, was the Spider-Man stuff. That was the stuff we were going through, and this stuff was not even in bags. McFarlane cover right here, 317. Going against Venom. And then we had this one. This is a little over $100 book right here, 316. Again, a McFarlane cover. That book was not even in a bag, but it's in really good shape. Really good shape. And then, of course, we had the good number 252 that everybody looks for. This one is not perfect, but it's a really good book. It's got a little nick right there. You can probably see it on that corner. But other than that, that's about it. And I'm going to sell this book or trade it, either one, whichever comes first. But that book right there, no bag, just sitting in a box, but it was well taken care of. We handled with care. Spider-Man 2099, number 1. A lot of team-up stuff. Didn't have the Daredevil team-up, which I think is 140. It was not in there. I was a little bit disappointed, but you couldn't be disappointed. You're not going to get everything. There's a Web number 1. I've got a better version. This one will be for sale or trade. Not a high dollar book, $30 maybe. Team-up with Cloak and Dagger, Scarlet Witch, Wonder Man. And then it had some more amazing stuff. They just right around where we wanted them, 240 Looking for that Hobgoblin, first Hobgoblin. I was hoping it was going to be in there. There's Peter Parker 83. Another amazing 226. That's the return of the Black Cat. She came back. 225. 241. 248. 242. Just some different Spider-Man stuff. There's a Web annual. Some different spectacular stuff. But anyway, we had a lot of good Spider-Man stuff in there. This one right here was a pretty good book. That's where he's found out the symbiote. The black costume is a symbiote trying to graft to his skin. I think he has a dream that both the original and the symbiote are fighting over him. I just remember that book as a kid. And then, you had a lot of the McFarlane covers are in here. Torment series. More Team Up. Another McFarlane. Another McFarlane. That was a cool cover, I always thought. Spider-Man and Captain America Team Up. More Team Ups. This one right here, I always like this cover. It's not a high dollar book, but I love that cover. This is the last issue of Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man and Uncanny X-Men. I just always thought that was a cool cover. Pretty cool book. This is the one right here. I always like this cover as well. Where he goes back to the original costume. And it also features the Hobgoblin. Another Hobgoblin issue right here, early Hobgoblin. Always good stuff. I think this one is the last McFarlane cover that he did. Another McFarlane right there. And I think he had a complete run of Web up to, I want to think it was like 17, 18. But just kind of keeping this, some more Peter Parker spectacular stuff too. But the best stuff we pulled out of it right here was this Venom Lethal Protector #1. This was, I think, the only book he had bagged and boarded. Really nice copy. And there's another 20.99 in there. And then had the #1 cover. The Torment series, McFarlane. And then we finally found this one. It was in the collection, unbagged, 238. And this is a really, first Hobgoblin, really good copy, as you can see. Great corners, no creases. Some yellowing on the pages, but that's about it. Not a lot of spinal ticks on it or anything. I think this book was maybe read one time. And what was really cool, if you watched our first video, we opened this book up. And yes, it does have the tattoos. And it is a newsstand edition too, which makes it even better. It's probably the best book we got out of the whole collection right there. That's probably about a $250 book. Probably going to send this off, have it graded, and we'll go from there. See what it runs. And then we also got the second appearance of Hobgoblin, 239. And we're also in very good condition. These books were well taken care of. Anyway, that's pretty much our collection in a nutshell. That wasn't even the entire collection. What you see on the table here, we had a lot of these image books. We had a whole Spawn run, if you like Spawn, Todd McFarlane. You can see this is the #1 issue right here. Todd McFarlane covers are on all these. It's the McFarlane series. Almost an entire run up to 75, I think. And then a lot of the Image comics that I don't really know a whole lot about. I don't think they're really high dollar comics. Had quite a few of those as well. You can see down here, a whole nother box of just that stuff. But anyway, I think we did pretty well on our first shot at buying a collection. I was really happy to get that Hobgoblin Spider-Man and the second one as well. And those will probably go into the PC. But I do have a 252 and a Secret Wars that we are going to sell with the first symbiote, as you can see right here. And if you're interested in that stuff, hit me up with a comment, okay? We're looking at trade or sale, either one. Anything that I'm looking for, looking to need. Currently trying to collect some Werewolf by Night stuff, Tomb of Dracula, doing some stuff like that, you know. Go try to do a run on that. But anyway, hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and subscribe. And we're going to try to be coming at you with some more videos as well. Appreciate you watching. Thanks again. Till next time. See ya.